Hey, welcome. This is G with Allastrology. Today, I'm going to focus on the birth date. Hold on, let the blue hairiness clear the air here. Okay, here we go. Ready? We are looking at a chart. Birth date is October 2nd, the year 2000. The time is 8:02 p.m. Okay, October 2nd, 2000, 8:02 p.m. I'm going to have a couple different views here, I think, so bear with me. Oh yeah, you like my little, I'm not alone. Well, they're me and the cats are here, but I have my little goddess who has set the sacred space for this reading. Okay, we've got a youngster here, not super young. The first thing that I need to be clear with. Oh, by the way, this is all astrology. I think I already said that part, but this is where we do your personal readings for free. If you want extended readings, we can definitely do that for you. You just hit us up down below. Share, subscribe, like, do all those good things, and tap the bell so you get the alerts when we release fresh episodes. Okay, the first thing I noticed with this chart, and I think it's most definitely worthy of commenting on, is that in approximately 2.5 years, you're going to have some surprising events in your life. There are going to be new events, new things about you, which is really cool. But it's going to be a time in your life when you are really honing in on your individuality, on you deciding, I am a full-fledged, blown-out adult now, and I will make these choices. I will do these things my way. I will dance to my own tunes. And in particular, I want you to be aware of people who would be considered authority figures in your life at that time. You're going to want to make sure that it's a rebellious time. I don't really care for the word rebellious, but it can be considered rebellious, depending upon how you choose to use the energy. So you're getting a heads up on this right now. This is important, okay? Typically, this would look like there would be tension between parental figures, whether it's mother or father. Depends upon who is in your life, who raised you, who is raising, or who do you live with that may be an authority figure? Who are you with that it could be the job. There might be a boss at the job. It could be somebody within law enforcement. That's why I said this will be a time in your life where you're going to be tempted to really do things outside the box, almost rebellious. But at the same time, you want to be careful. I mean, you want to do those things. You want to explore. You want to stand your ground. You want to dance to your beat. But at the same time, be aware to not do anything with outside the boundaries of law, only because the way this looks, the way the energy is flowing at that time, if you were to do something like that, there are times in our lives for all of us. There's things we do that are, maybe we kind of dangle our toes outside the parameters of law and we get away with it. This will not be the case for you at this time, okay? I'm just being real clear on that with you, okay? And there might be, it's a very good possibility it's going to be hard for you to be aware. It might be as though someone's got your eyes covered. And so when our eyes are covered, right, it's like, hello, I can't see a damn thing. So just be aware that this is going to be a period where your ability to see things clearly, rationally, logically are going to be tested as well. So knowing this in advance and honing in starting now, there's no better time than now, honing in on something like that would be a great idea right now, because if you start to incorporate, not that you're already not doing it, if you start to incorporate more things that are more practical and logical, and this actually will be a benefit to you because there is going to be an abundance of that occurring in your life at this time. So use that. I want you, everything I'm talking about, think of it as you've got this toolbox and it's sitting there and there's all these different tools in it, and I'm telling you what kind of tools you're going to have available for you to actually put your hand into there and grab and use at this time. And some of these things, even though they're in the toolbox, they're not going to be like, there's only going to be like 3 or 4 of them that are going to be highlighted where you're going to use them the most. You follow? The other ones, they're not going to be useful for the job at hand. You know, you're not going to use the screwdriver. You're not going to use the screwdriver to pull the old nail out of the piece of wood. You really do need to grab the hammer for that, right? And the opposite side of that hammer, I'm not a tool person, so forgive me because I don't know all the tool things. But I do know that the opposite side of that hammer, there's like that forked thing, right? And you lay it there in the wood and you reach it back and it pulls that nail right out, right? Yeah, you technically, if you had a flathead screwdriver, you could kind of do that whole whittle it under there and then, anyway, insane, right? Kind of dangerous. So you want the right tool for the right job. And this is what this is all about, explaining what the right tools for the experiences you'll be having at that time in your life. Having a heads up about these things is more than half the battle, as I say. And so utilizing your sense of practicality, your ability to think logically, your ability to stay calm. Okay, you appear to have the ability, your visual appearance to people who know a little bit about you, you know, that might be considered social media like, but people who know a little bit about you they're going to, like, their first impression of you is, oh, they're such a calm, collected human being, really down to earth. The deeper part of you is that you are practical, you are logical, you can be over self-analytical. And if you're not careful, you can be those things to other people, especially since having relationships, one-on-one significant relationships, is extremely important to you. And you actually have this thing about health and your well-being. And there may be fear around this area for you. You might have a lot of fear in regards to that. You have the ability to think very deeply, and it's going to be in regards to your health and your body. And so if we get lost in the details, we sometimes can create more than what's actually there. I'm not saying you're delusional, but what I am saying is be aware of your thinking in terms of your well-being and your health. Keep it on a very positive and optimistic way, because that's going to be to your benefit. And I mention this because what I'm looking at is that in that area of your life, there is this part of you where you may think too much about things that you don't know about in terms of your body and of your health. And when we do that, usually we fear things we aren't super aware of. There's also, there's a deep emotional thing going on for you in terms of relating to people that are family. You might be easily upset by family members. They're going to be extremes. So easily upset or easily overjoyed. Yeah. Now, what I need to tell you at this point is that, unfortunately, your time is up. I just realized I already went over the 8-minute marker, and that's kind of the rule on the personal readings for free. So if you like what you've heard, if you want to take a deeper dive, everything that we have to reveal, everything that I have to reveal right now, this is a roadmap. This is literally, hold on a minute, I know all this stuff. This is a roadmap to your life. Okay? That's what these things are. These are maps. And these lines, these points, these objects, these symbols on here, all they represent is energy. Okay? And this is about knowing what zone you're in and how you flow. Like you need to know what kind of a river are you in. Is it a whitewater river? Is it a steady stream? You know, is it just a flowing ocean, right? So if you found something of value, go down below and message me and we can go deeper if you want, or if you just want to leave a, hey, great reading, I'd appreciate that. Every little bit of input you guys have for us goes a very long way. So as usual, this concludes your astrology reading. And this is G with All Astrology. And remember, people, remember, eclipse is in 2 days, okay? Right. Is the eclipse in 2 days? Today's the 30th. Tomorrow. Yeah, eclipse is in 2 days. And we have a video out. So if you haven't seen it, take a look at it to help you better understand what you need to know for the days going forward. This is a moment, the eclipse is a moment of reset. It's a reset button. Get us back on track, so to speak. All right, my timer is up. Thank you. Bye.